Hey everybody, welcome back to the SaltyyShow, and welcome back to our Total War Rome 2 Empire Divided campaign as the Palmyra Kingdom, episode 39. Hope you're all doing well today, and if you are, like and subscribe as we have a battle, a naval engagement to partake in where I left you guys off in the last episode. Fingers crossed. Let me know in the comments below if I sound any better. I have adjusted my mic audio volumes, and I will be checking before we get into this battle as I go through the cut loading screen part. But without further ado, please leave your feedback below, but we shall see what happens on the naval field. And welcome everybody to the naval battle against the German Confederation, bringing the full might of the Palmyra Kingdom's mighty armada. As you can see, we are already raging against their little long ships. They need to get in close to actually be a menace to us. Meanwhile, our massive secondary fleet is coming in behind the enemy and bringing up the rear barrage. But it's going to be the primary work of our first force here to engage the enemy. We are going to be getting some javelin fire, but we are going to be returning the effort here. As you see, some of their ships maintaining their distance here. But we are going in for a massive clash here. Oh, it is just a actual bloodbath. The initial rams have been made, and we are set. We need to make sure we continue to give the orders. As you can see, our forces are also throwing in their javelins as well, pelting the enemy rear line here. And once we're geared up for a nice rear charge, oh, this poor unit made the horrible mistake of going behind us. They are being boarded there, but we have managed to sink or completely destroy a couple of their ships already. And the main, or the secondary fleet, is coming in, backing up the rear, ready to engage the enemy. The mighty German or Macromanian fleet is no more. Yeah, Macromanian, my bad. I called them German at the beginning. But we've surrounded what remains of their fleet with their swordsmen, or their Germanic armored swordsmen. I think that's who these are. They are making a way onto our ships, and they are doing significant damage to the spearmen that they do. Ooh, wow, that is cool. Look at this devastation. But we are actually sending reinforcements up. We're not going to talk about how this looks. Jesus. It's an all-out brawl on this one ship here, as they are doing their best to destroy what remains of these forces here. The catapults really raging in as the fleet encircles what remains of the enemy. This poor unit is being beat to smithereens, though. Ooh, the javelin volleys from the allied ships that are just... This is a horrible sight to see, but with that, that is the end of the Macromanian fleet, and we have won the day. And with that, a resounding victory beholds us. We did unfortunately lose one of our spearman ships, but honestly, a noble sacrifice to finally destroy the heralds of the Nynx. And we will be killing the captives that we caught at sea. They are going to flee, but that ship is of no major concern to us, and we should... Yeah, we'll be able to chase them down. Let's go ahead and go into forced march there. And you're going to pull back. Let's grab... Excuse me, I actually think we're gonna grab a couple more ballistas. Oh darn, we don't have the cash for it. We'll grab one more ballista. So they're gonna finish them off, hopefully, and we are going to continue about our day. Now, where has the other Macromanian fleet gone? Last I saw, it was over here somewhere. There it is. I do apologize with the audio increase. I'm sure it's picking up Winston playing with his toy a little more than I would like. Hopefully me increasing the audio though is worth the subtle irritation I'm sure you all are feeling.
Commander.
Let's go ahead and can we not pick up another slinger? Oh, we can't because it's they're at recruitment capacity. We are going to try and assault Armada next turn, hopefully. Try to push the border here so that we can slowly try to once we eliminate this German Confederation Navy, we should be able to free up some of our forces. They do have one at Olbia, but Olbia is a tier 3 naval port, which is not good. Oh, they both are, so they still have military capabilities when it comes to the sea, but if we can get one of our giant fleets over here, once we've eliminated the Macromanian force's ability, I think we should be pretty good. And in fact, we can level them up, why not? We can push on Apollonia, and that would push them even further north. Do we do that? The only issue I have is the Quadi have a military force here, and they could land at any moment and assault any singular army that we have, or settlement that we have. And they are by no means friendly to us, so I am definitely beyond worried, and in fact,
Commander, set up the watch.
I'm worried enough to put our army in Athens. They don't have a force here, we know that.
How can I be of assistance? At your service.
We have our spies. I'm actually going to pull her southwards. I'm going to pull you back here as well.
I shall rest.
Securing Nessos has given us a new front line. We could try to make our way to Odessos, but that would expose the Tremodium to quite the assault as the German Confederation lays in wait. Where do we have? I know we have our coastal garrisons still. Do we have? We are able to build up a new coastal garrison here to allow the Legion of Odaenathus to be free, which is really going to help. They're going to be able to actually push the enemy back. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and
My sword is yours.
you guys will remain there. That fleet is nothing really of note, so we're good there. Let's end the turn and see what happens. I forgot, we need to assign a level up to these guys. Give me siege works and more movement speed as an admiral. Lovely stuff indeed. Excuse me. I really don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know what happened, why my audios were getting quieter as the episodes went on. I've just increased mic audio, hoping that that solves the issue. I am using CapCut. I did switch to that editor, but I'm not adjusting the volume on there very much outside of the intros and outros of every clip. So my guess is as good as yours, folks, but fingers crossed this fixed it. I also upped the audio gain on my mic. Who knows? Safe roads. Finally, the roads are safe. Pax Romana. That's interesting. We've established a Pax Romana. Hispania Cisteria. Didn't they exist earlier? Or was that another game? Or another time? I don't know. Man, the Saxony have somewhat carved their kingdom out when it comes to Gallic Rome. They really have hurt them. I love that Aksum and the Mori have been waging a westward campaign for the entirety of our series. The Iste have secured Petrodava for themselves as well. maybe. Ooh, that sent the Germans into a food shortage, which we can instigate even further.
We hunger for battle. March.
All right, we know this fleet is strong, but we now have a wall of pikes and slingers.
Soldiering.
10 plus
It's a good life.
4. I really think we should be okay. We could obviously try to gather some mercenaries, but I don't want to put too much money in this garrison.
I will do anything for Rome. The enemy must.
Good job.
Saltyy, how can I help?
I'd like to actually
Attack.
raid.
All I do,
Very nice.
I do for Rome.
My sword is yours.
So we've assaulted the garrison and we assaulted the gen. Wow, we slaughtered the general.
Ready for orders.
I'm fairly confident in our ability to lay siege to this settlement.
We hunger.
And the Legion of Odenathus is the only one that could do so.
We take this settlement for Rome. Laying
They'll
siege
fall
to the
next turn.
settlement.
There's no armies here that we're aware of. So we will make them surrender, or we could try to draw their forces out. Either way,
At your command.
holding off is the right call, I think. We already have 4 slingers. Let's just surely get another pike unit. I guess 2 steppe warriors. I know I said I don't want to put too much money in it, and I really don't, but I'd rather not lose an achievement for my stupidity, so. Alright, that fleet fled westwards. Okay. Now the Quadi are going somewhere. Who are they at war with? Because I think that is their target. Rome. Honestly, I'm gonna leave you to it, Rome. That would actually put them a potential threat, though, at Leptis. Oh, they're not gonna take Rome. Or they're not gonna take Leptis Magna.
Yes.
At your command. Ready for orders.
We
Your
could
orders.
always slaughter them, but I don't think we will. Let's go ahead and move this fleet right there.
Steady as we go.
Give me another ballista.
Ready for orders.
And this fleet is going to go northwards.
Keep a weather eye open, men. All hands to the
They are
orders.
going to go deal with the German forces here and secure the Black Sea. If we can knock out that fleet, lock the other one in at Olbia, we can take Olbia. Odessa will fall relatively shortly, and we might actually be able to beat the German Confederation back. And our allies are pressing the assault as we speak.
My skills are yours. How
Nabatea looks like they're going for Apollonia. The Quadi here are clearly not advancing on our city anymore, so I think I'm safe to engage Apollonia as well.
Siege to the settlement.
We're going to take that, push them further north into Illyria, further and further away from the coast, eliminating their ability to really pressure us anymore. So when it comes to that, we've done all we can there. We don't have 12,000. We've built all our great buildings. Where's our achievements sitting at? Our cultural victory, Mauritanian Latium. We're at 24 settlements that have our culture as dominant. That's awesome. I do feel like we need a bit of a economical influx, if possible. Latin is on the rise. Good. Asia. Not really anything to invest here, so we're not going to. Nabatea, same for Nabatea. Nothing we can really invest in. I mean, we could make it a little wealthier, but I see no reason to. Persis is the next one that actually gives us something with the glass maker, granting us industry from manufacturing. We already have the pit mines set up. We already have the sanitation. 14, yeah, they're pretty good, so we should be clear to upgrade. That's wrong. Let's see. Mining and manufacturing. There we go, the jeweler. That will do wonders. We have a bread and games edict here. So if I had to do any of these, it's looking like it's just going to be the regular shrine. Right there, and we could honestly swap this over to be something else. Or I'll tell you what, we could do it here and make this something else at Persepolis. Let's see, 240 from culture. That's going to grant us agricultural wealth that we really don't need. So I'd rather grab the... darn. Darn indeed, I'd rather grab the fountain. Now, for you, we don't really need the extra garrison. The banditry support would be nice. This only reduces banditry by a little bit and increases tax. That gives okay. Nope, I see no reason not to spend money there. Britannia is the wealthiest province outside of our stretch. We beat them by quite a bit with Judea at 11 grand. Pretty nice. All right. I think that's all we can do. Let's go ahead and end the turn and see what happens. And Winston is really making me question if recording right now was a good idea. I do apologize. He is going to town on a bone that he's had for probably months at this point. Honestly, I can't wait till we have kids one day with me and my wife and I. Our dogs are already so spoiled. It's gonna be just a lovely time dealing with how spoiled they'll probably be. I am kidding, of course. I'm sure it will be amazing, to say the least. Ooh, but they are assaulting us here. Arthemar's garrison is coming out, and we will slaughter them promptly. I'll tell you what, let's get a little land battle underway, shall we? Starting off another battle with a planned intro from the ballistas that are becoming standard in our legions now as we enter the late game of Rome 2. And this poor garrison at Arthamar is just trying to get to our front lines. Ooh, a lovely hit there. I believe that's me firing. I'm doing okay. But we are now engaging them with our archers as well. The enemy are not going to have an easy time. We start to pelt their forces before they even touch our pike wall. They're gonna get ooh. Not to mention we also have a cav charge on this right flank here. Or not cav charge, this is my own cav. We're pulling them back because enemy cav are coming. Sorry everybody, it's been a minute since I played this, so the replay is as new to you as it is to me. But we are making quick work of their poor levies here. As you can see, units already breaking off. Now this is what we were waiting for. Using our new steppe warriors to engage their enemies and slaughter them where we can. Breaking their resolve. A deadly horse engagement, but thankfully our forces are also backed up by some swordsmen. Not the best against horses, but they will do just fine, as the enemy already tries to break free. Meanwhile, the hostile main line has already been completely broken, and we are just bullying anything that moves in this general field of area. Are they gonna get a volley off on these guys, or did I tell them to stop firing? I might have told them to stop firing. I did not. Nope. Oh! You got a couple arrows in you, buddy. Oh, it doesn't matter. he gonna make it? He might make it. Oh, he's not making it. Oh yeah, he did make it. But we have beaten off their cavalry engagement. We've slaughtered what remains of them there, and we're gonna reform our lines as the poor little units here make their way to us, consisting of their general and a range unit or two, I believe. And unfortunately for them, it's archer galore over here. But they are going to actually target their skirmishers because these guys are going to be the only thing that can actually do damage to us. And nothing is more satisfying than seeing just a whole unit collapse due to concentrated fire. Just like that. They did get a little javelin throw there. Their general is going to hold a little longer than normal. Oh my god, that's such a... Concentrated fire from archers is just so deadly in this game. The general unit here will be the only thing that really holds, and they are actually piercing our line. But go figure. There's some decent units here that we're fighting. It doesn't help if they lose their pike and they pull out their sword. Our pikemen are relatively useless. But not for much longer. As we hammer and anvil what remains of their poor little garrison, this unit breaks almost immediately, and the general is soon to join them as he's encircled, and the city is ours. And with their desperate attempt crushed beneath our boot, the city should fall to us next turn, as we will walk in as the glorious liberators. Research is done, and here we are, the settlement is captured. We will be razing it to the ground.
We hunger for battle.
A new province to spread our culture in. Wow, you are just horrible. Olbia, this is gonna be a frontline province potentially, but I keep saying that about all these regions. I mean, it's not horrible. Honestly, the further away we go, it doesn't really matter too much. Let's build... Really, these two regions need it the most. Excuse me. Aqueduct. Religious shrine. Agora. We will build military building complexes at Olbia and Melgunov. Our community is not going to be a settlement of defensive nature for long, so we are not going to delay the ability in converting the population. Let's grab campaign movement speed, and the general himself leveled up too. Yeah, just give him better, more speed. So the Germans only have 2 ports left, and we are slowly pushing on that. And the Iste look like they are doing the king is just running about in the enemy's lines. So Olbia could fall to them. If it does, that would be a little unfortunate for our map. But other than that, no true harm. They can't strike Dagon. All right, we're gonna box them in. Lovely. The Quadi, I assume, are making their way to Leptis Magnus. In Rome is abandoning it. That is not good for Rome. But they do have other settlements. Maybe they can go back to Italy. That would be pretty interesting if our client state known as Rome would eventually reconquer Italy somehow.
It is an honor.
Oh, they're not. They're right there. It would be an interesting engagement if we were to strike them down. We kind of need to.
Moving out.
We're going to continue observing the enemy here.
Your orders.
See where they go.
Police.
Because we can keep up with them relatively easily.
To serve Rome.
Go ahead and start converting that culture more. Lydia looks like they are going to manage to hang on to Thessalonica. That is unfortunate, but it still serves the purpose of what we need to do, so.
How can I be of assistance?
Alright.
At your command.
And Amphora have decided to raid this region. They're not doing anything else.
We hunger for battle.
I think this army is equipped.
Let them cower before Rome.
Interesting. They do have a superiority in.
Besieging settlement.
What do you wish of me?
It really shouldn't matter.
Moving unseen,
Let's get you up here.
swift and silent as a shadow.
That is impossible.
Get you that way. I think that's a gross miscalculation of our abilities, so
Honor to serve Rome.
we're going to prove them right. The Germans are hesitating. Our nomadic allies really are pushing through. I don't know why they're kicking into overdrive, but they really are. They're springing forth with quite the army. With our economy, let's move back to Persepolis here and invest in another military or another industrial backing. I'll tell you, actually, we could get the Amphora, and that would help. So let's go ahead and do that, and then upgrade the city. Definitely the fountain. And Susa will get the shrine. Alright, next up on our wealthy list, let's grab... Alright, you're increasing wealth across all regions and your local commerce. Okay, so you're all about commerce. Cool. Oh, why'd we build this? That is not what we need. We need that. Now you're commerce, and we have a commerce shrine, I believe. Yarbol. Yep, that one makes the most sense. Give me that though. So we'll start working on this region, bringing up the income, and we will go from there. Our people are doing great politically. I haven't checked this in a minute. Oh, we're sitting pretty. Our kingdom, despite being a kingdom, we're very stable. Everyone believes in what Zenobia is pushing. And thankfully, she is 43 with her 23-year-old son. Nothing is going wrong. He has secured the line, bringing forth a lot of heirs to the kingdom. Everything is looking pleasant, and we are making our way as our western enemies, our western forces fall to disarray. Numidia is pushing back. They have taken this region of North Africa, and the Latin rebels have taken Dimidi, but outside of that, I don't really think they're on a spring back situation. Gallic Rome is trying their best to hold on to territories, but Oxum looks like they're actually flanking Numidia from the north, which is quite the brazen tactic. Everywhere really is just a mess. It is a all-out brawl for Western Europe. The only semblance of peace and order in this world is the eastern side of Europe that we have created. With our valuable allies and vassals, we have secured the entirety of the eastern map, and we are slowly bringing order to the west, whether they like it or not. But everybody, I do think that is where I'm going to call today's episode. I'm going to end the turn, obviously, but other than that, I'm going to hop off here for today. And I do really hope my audio sounds better, and you guys agree with me. Fingers crossed, let me know in the comments below. But without further ado, I've been your host, Salty, and my co-host, Winston, and we will catch you all in the next one. Till then, peace out, everybody.